Kwanza kwa niaba ya Tume ya SAIS napenda kuwakaribisha sana kwenye tukio la leo hili. Kwa utambulisho, labda kwa mkurugenzi mkuu, kwamba leo hii tutakuwa na makundi ya kuna wabunifu ambao wamekuja kwa ajili ya kufanya ushindani, lakini vile vile kuna wabunifu ambao wamekuja wao kuweza kushuhudia wenzao wanaofanya ushindani kwa kupata jifunza, lakini tuna majaji ambao watakuwa ndio watakaweza kufanya maamuzi kuona kwamba mshindi wa mwisho anapatikana. Labda nichukue nafasi hii kwanza kwa kuwakaribisha sana katika tukio letu hili. Kwa wabunifu ambao waweza kuingia katika mchakato huu, kwanza niwapongeze kwa kufikia hatua hii. Najua wameanza hatua ya kwanza na ya pili. Kwa leo tunaingia kwenye hatua inayofuata ambao tunategemea tuwapate wabunifu ambao wataweza kwenda kwenye hatua ya mwisho. Kwa majaji tunachukua nafasi hii kuwashukuru sana kwa kuweza kuitikia wito huu na kuweza kuacha shughuli zenu kuweza kushiriki na sisi, kutusaidia kuweza kupata washindi ambao wataweza kushiriki katika tukio la mwisho. Na kwa kifupi ni kwamba zoezi hili la kuwapata washindi kwa mtindo wa kwenda kwenye kushiriki katika maonyesho haya ya kimataifa ya slash ni sio kwa mara ya kwanza kwa Tume ya SAIS. Tumeshaanza nafikiri ni kama mwaka wa 3 sasa huu. Kwa hiyo ni tukio ambalo linatokea kila mwaka na kuna wabunifu ambao wameweza kushiriki na wameweza kufanikiwa, na nafikiri tutapata kwenye ratiba yetu tutapata fursa kupata uzoefu wao kwamba wenyewe katika ushiriki wao wameweza kunufaika na kitu gani. Hiyo itakuwa ni hamasa kwa watu wengine. Lakini kwa wale ambao wanakuja kushindana leo, hiyo ni fursa kwamba kuonekana kwamba hata kama zoezi la leo haitakuwa na mafanikio kwako, bado na nafasi nyingine tena. Kwa ni mchakato unaendelea, na tumeona sisi kwa kutumia siasa kwa niaba ya taifa hili tumeona kwamba ni zoezi ambalo kweli limeweza kuwa na manufaa kwa kiasi kikubwa sana, hasa katika kuweza kupanua mawazo ya wabunifu, kutofikiria tu ndani ya nchi yao, kuweza kufikiria kwamba wabunifu na ubuni unaweza kutumika hata nje ya mipaka ya nchi, kwa sababu zoezi hili linapelekea kuwaunganisha wabunifu pamoja na wawekezaji katika bunifu zao, kuona jinsi gani zinaweza kaendelezwa na zikazalishwa kwa matumizi ya Tanzania na nje ya Tanzania. Kwa hiyo napenda kuwakaribisha sana, na bila ya kupoteza muda ningeomba labda nimkaribishe sasa Dr. Flora na aweze kuongea kutokana na ratiba yetu, na aweze kutupa ujumbe kutoka kwa SAIS makao makuu. Daktari, karibu.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, habari za asubuhi. My names are Flores Mantibazarwa, as I've been introduced. Unfortunately, I am Tanzanian, but I'm not going to say this in Kiswahili. I was told my speech should be in English, so that's what my mind is thinking at the moment. Dr. Amos Nungu, Director General of COSTECH, Dr. Athman Mgumia, Director for Innovation Management at COSTECH, members, evaluators, innovators, good morning. I want to tell you just a little bit about the Southern African Innovation Support Program and why we are part of this initiative that you are engaging in, and most of you started it on Monday. The Southern African Innovation Program is a support program that is coordinated by 5 African governments: Tanzania, Zambia, South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana. It's funded by the Ministry for Foreign Affairs of Finland, and we have the SADC Secretariat as part of the governing body. The reason why these 6 governments and a regional secretariat came together is to try and build regional collaboration, which is part of the industrial policies of SADC. So whilst we have the 5 countries, the intention is to spread innovation collaboration throughout the 16 SADC states. So that's really the primary intention. Why the program was set up to do primarily 3 things. 1, to provide matching grants. Secondly, to provide capacity building, which is what you have had over the last week, or at least since Monday. And also to provide a platform for you to network and collaborate further. And that's what will happen with those who come out of this program tomorrow, okay? So really that is the essence of what SAIS is trying to do. In doing that, we are, as Dr. Mgumia has said, building an innovation pipeline, right from ideation to scaling to supporting businesses that are beyond early stage. So beyond the 3 to 5 years, setting up ideas and stuff like that, we want to push them further so that we can engage further with developed markets. And that's why the intention is to have an expose of those who win with a developed market, which is in Finland. Okay, so that's really the long-term goal, that we on the planet, on the continent, Tanzania and all the other 5 countries who are also engaging in a similar initiative, get to be better capacitated, better equipped with great products that can sell not only in our own spaces, but also externally, or internationally, regionally and internationally. So that's really the essence of what this whole Boost Up program is about. And why we work with COSTECH, they are the focal point for SAIS, and because they have the primary mandate for Tanzania to promote and support innovation. Okay, so for those of you who don't know how this whole structure comes about, that is one of the things. I'm sure Dr. Nungu will probably further elaborate what is the value that Tanzania as a country gets out of it. But from a regional perspective, the idea is to see Tanzanian innovators working with innovators in the other regions, in the other 5 countries, or even within the other 16 member states of SADC, and with Finland. So the 5 to 3 winners, I expect that when you engage now with the winners from Zambia, from Botswana, from South Africa, from Namibia, you will further learn and scale your ideas, your concepts, you will refine them, you will develop them, you will benefit from the mentorship that you get, which is also going to be provided by SAIS, and some of it internally from Tanzania, to improve your businesses, okay? So that is really the essence. And for us as a program, I'm not so sure, Promise if you've explained to them that the transition, the program SAIS ends next year in March, but there is a transition of this particular initiative to a new platform, which is the Connected Hubs, but they're rebranding. So it will continue beyond the support from the Ministry for Foreign Affairs of Finland. We are currently engaging with some other donor partners to see that these events continue and scale, so it's not just a small 1-week event. They start to scale. In other countries currently, you see they have the whole build-up to the final pitch day is countrywide. Zambia went to each and every region to try and do the same capacity building, pitching events, and then they had the stand-up. So with Tanzania, this is also in growth, and if you participated in Innovation Week this year for Tanzania, you will have heard that essence and the drive from the government, is it the Makisatu Week, why that has to continue. So these are going to be coupled in terms of national initiatives to try and build the innovation pipeline in Tanzania. Trying to do what? We all know why we're here. Improve wealth, get rid of all our socioeconomic problems, isn't it? So that is the essence. And so from SAIS, I just want to say thank you for, one, stepping up with your idea, because it's not easy. If you sit with your idea, it doesn't go anywhere. Stepping up with your idea, bringing it to the forefront, allowing people to shape it by giving you skills, training you, letting them give you constructive feedback, and then moving that idea to the next step. So those of you who made it from Monday and are sitting in the audience today, it is a journey. I think all entrepreneurs understand that. It's a journey, and sometimes we don't make it to the end of the journey. We change course. Don't give up. Look at your market, consider it, do the analysis. You know, there's a lot that you can do, but always look back to the support systems. Because without platforms like COSTECH, without platforms like regional platforms like SAIS, sometimes it's very difficult for innovators to break through and get successful. You will hear, I'm told, from a previous participant to the Boost Up program, and he take advantage to always engage and ask them, what was it like? What did they benefit? And take those as learnings for yourselves. Okay? Those few remarks, again, congratulations for those of you who have made it, and those who didn't, it is just a journey. So it might not be here, it might not be today, it will be some other time. Okay? Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Dr. Flora. I think it's okay. I'm too close to it. Okay, right, it's so hard. I think it's a good thing that we're in Tanzania. We are multilingual. So English, Swahili, we're all good. We're all going to be pitching in English at hivyo, si ndio? Si ndio eh? Good, at least wale wanaopitch wananikubalia. I want us to give a very congratulatory, sorry. I want us to give a very congratulatory clap kwa SAIS and everything they have done in the last 3 years. And actually, it's more like 5. SAIS 1, SAIS 2, and what a journey it has been. Kwa hiyo tutafanya our rain claps. We will start with one finger. Sawa? Yeah? Okay, so we start with one finger. 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you very much to SAIS and the program, and we look forward to the next journey of this. I see Joseph has had some problems coming, so he will be telling us the 2019 experience before the pitching. But in the meantime, I would like to welcome the Director General for COSTECH, Dr. Amos Nungu, to give us a keynote speech for the day. Karibu, Dr. Nungu.
Jamani, habari ya asubuhi. Habari ya asubuhi. Na wasalimu kwa jina la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Nashukuru. Nianze kwa kumtambua mratibu wa mradi SAIS, Dr. Flora, kama alivyo jitambulisha na alivyoweza kuongea nasi. Of course tumeambiwa tulikuwa na mafunzo, kwa hiyo wakufunzi waliokuwepo, sisi washiriki wote kwa ujumla wetu, na wanahabari kwa mara nyingine, na wasalimu kwa jina la Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Nashukuru. Karibuni COSTECH. Karibuni sana, na niseme tumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa kutuwezesha kukutana leo tukiwa na afya njema. Na nianze kusema kwamba kama alivyosema mratibu kwamba COSTECH ndo tunaratibu au ndo focal point ya mradi wa SAIS hapa nchini. Na jukumu hilo tulipewa mwezi Juni mwaka 2017 na Wizara ya Elimu, Sayansi na Teknolojia kwa niaba ya serikali yetu. Na ukiangalia hii wanasema ni SAIS namba 2. Na SAIS ina maana ni Southern Africa Innovation Support System. Na tumeambiwa kwamba inaosha nchi 5 kusini mwa Afrika, Tanzania tukiwa mojawapo ya nchi hizo. Na kama awamu ya pili, awamu ya kwanza ilikuwepo 2011 mpaka 2015 kwa miaka 4, wakati wa Tanzania haikushiriki. Lakini sasa awamu ya pili ambayo imeanza 2017 ni programu ya kikanda na imebuniwa kwa lengo la kuwezesha ushirikiano katika masuala ya ubunifu kusini mwa Afrika, na kulenga zaidi katika kujenga mifumo ya ndani ya ubunifu. Ndio maana inaitwa Innovation Support System. Nafikiri mratibu ameshaongelea kwamba kwa nini SADC na yenyewe imeingia, lakini SAIS ina malengo makuu 3. malengo makuu matatu, ambayo moja ilikuwa ni kuimarisha mashirikiano ya kikanda katika kuendeleza ubunifu na kujenga uwezo wa kitaasisi kuhudumia na kuendeleza ubunifu kupitia mashirika ya umma na sekta binafsi. Lengo la pili ni kuhamasisha ubunifu miongoni mwa makampuni machanga ambayo ni startups kwa kuwajengea uwezo ili waweze kuingiza bidhaa zao sokoni. Na lengo la tatu ni kuweka mazingira wezeshi ya ubunifu shirikishi katika nchi zinazotekeleza huu mradi wa SAIS. Pia nirejee alivyoongea coordinator Dr. Flora kwamba Tanzania tumetekeleza hizi malengo yote matatu, na kama alivyosema mwezi wa 5 tulikuwa na ile wiki ya ubunifu ambayo inaambatana na Makisatu, na kulikuwa na msukumo mkubwa sana. Kwanza Mheshimiwa Waziri Mkuu kule Makisatu alisema, lakini pia waziri wetu wa elimu Profesa Chako pia alisema wakati akifanya majumuisho pale wiki ya ubunifu kwamba tunaifanya hii kuwa ya nchi nzima kusudi vijana haya makampuni machanga yaweze kupata uelewa wa kutosha, yaweze kusaidika kusudi wote tuwe sehemu ya kujenga uchumi wa mama Tanzania. Kupitia huu mradi wa SAIS kama tulivyosema toka 2017 mpaka leo tumeweza kufaidika katika sehemu mbalimbali. Kwanza kuna miradi miwili mahususi ya kujengea uwezo wanawake katika matumizi ya tehama. Naona hapa kuna bango wanasema Women in Technology Tanzania Festival. Ni mojawapo ya matunda ya SAIS, lakini kubwa zaidi miradi iliyotekelezwa, kampuni moja ya Apps and Girls mara 2 kupitia mradi huu. Pia tangu mwaka 2017 tume kwa kushirikiana na SAIS imeweza kuwapeleka zaidi ya wabunifu 5 nchini Finland kwa lengo la kupata mafunzo na ubunifu wiki nzima, ambayo ndio hiyo bootcamp, na pia kushiriki katika mashindano ya kimataifa ya ile /Global Impact Accelerator maarufu /. Tumeambiwa kuna mshiriki mmoja ambaye ilikuwa aongea kabla yangu, lakini bado atakuja amechelewa kidogo njiani, ni mmoja wapo wa wanufaika katika programu hiyo. Vile vile kupitia SAIS wabunifu na watafiti wa Tanzania wapatao 22 wameweza kunufaika na ruzuku ya ushindani wa miradi ipatayo 8, ambapo katika kwa nafasi hizo wabunifu 12 walichukuliwa kama wasimamizi kwa maana leading innovators, na wengine 10 kama washiriki katika miradi ya ubunifu kutoka katika nchi 5 zinazotekeleza programu ya SAIS. Kwa maana ya kwamba mradi ulikuwa unajenga mahusiano na mashirikiano. Kwa hizi programu zinapotangazwa zilihusu kuhakikisha kwamba kuna mashirikiano. Kwa hiyo programu moja ina kuwa implemented Tanzania na nchi nyingine, kwa mfano Botswana. Niseme mfano mzuri kutumia SAIS Tanzania tumeweza kufanya kuexport teknolojia mbunifu wetu ameweza kupeleka teknolojia yake Zambia kupitia mradi wa SAIS ile ya nanotechnology. Alipata fedha. Kwanza alishiriki, alicompete kwa maana alishindana. Unafanya kuonekana kwamba unafaa. Then akapewa fedha kwenda kuimplement kule Zambia ile nanofilter, kwa maana ya kwamba kuchuja maji kwa gharama nafuu, maji ya kunywa. Kwa hiyo ni mojawapo ya mafanikio makubwa ya mradi wa SAIS. Kama Tanzania pia tumeweza kuexport badala ya kuimport technology. Lakini pia kama nilivyosema, vijana wetu wameshirikiana na kampuni zingine kutoa huduma nchi zingine. Kwa hiyo unaona kama vile imefungua milango. Kwa hiyo ni kitu kikubwa. Lakini aidha SAIS imeweza kushiriki upatikanaji wa viashiria vya sayansi kwa maana SAI indicators, uandishi na utekelezaji wa mwongozo wa kitaifa wa kutambua na kuendeleza ugunduzi, ubunifu na maarifa asilia, kufadhili mafunzo ya ubunifu na uandaji wa shirika katika matukio ya kimataifa kama nilivyosema, hiyo ni connected hubs, lakini pia kufadhili wabunifu kushiriki katika maonyesho ya ubunifu hapa nchini, na mwaka juzi pia kufadhili mkutano wa maonyesho ya wiki ya viwanda kusini mwa Afrika ile ya SADC ya 19, na tulikuwa na event moja SAIS ilishiriki, na hata wale member states waliokuja hapa baadhi yao tuliwatembeza kwa baadhi ya ecosystem ya Tanzania. Kwa hiyo walitembelea COSTECH na hub zingine hapa katikati hapa Dar es Salaam hapa. Kwa hiyo yote ilikuwa ni Tanzania kushowcase kwamba tuna vitu gani, na ilikuwa ni mojawapo ya, kwa sababu SAIS anafanya ndani nchi 5 na SADC yenyewe. Kwa hiyo ilikuwa pia kujivunia kwamba Tanzania pia tunacha kujivunia cha kuonyesha. Ndugu washiriki, sisi tulioko hapa tunafahamu kwamba tunaanza na tangazo lilitolewa, tukaitikia wito, tukaomba, na nimejulisha kwamba kulikuwa na maombi 79 ambayo yalipokelewa kutoka hapa ndani nchini. Kati ya hayo maombi 26 ndio yalikizi vigezo na kuingia kwenye hatua ya technical review. Baada ya mchujo ndo tumeendelea mpaka leo tuko hapa kusudi mwisho wa siku wapatikane wabunifu 4 na hatimaye wawili ambao wataenda kushindanishwa huko na kushiriki hiyo mwezi Novemba mpaka Disemba mwaka huu. Kwa hiyo kwanza niwapongeze wote kwa sababu kutoka wale initial 79 ambao wengine walichujwa kwa sababu hawakuwa na vigezo, sisi tukapata nafasi, tukapita mchujo wa kwanza ule, tumekuja mpaka tumefika hapa kupata nafasi ya kupata training, na leo tunakwenda kushiriki pitching. Sisi wote ni washindi. Kwanza tujipongeze kwa hilo. Jambo moja la msingi ni kwamba wewe ulikuwa na uthubutu, ukajaribu. Lakini ukapata nafasi ya kujaza vema ile dodoso, ukafanikiwa kufikiriwa kuingia kwenye ule mchakato wa kufanywa review. Huo ni ushindi wa kwanza kabisa, kwa sababu kuna wenzako walishindwa hata stage hiyo. Lakini umekuja hapa umepata kuinteract na watu wengine, kukutana physically hivi. Kwa hiyo ni ushindi mwingine kwa sababu umefanya networking. Mbadilishana contact, wazo lako mwenzako alisikiliza, amekuchallenge, walimu wamekusikiliza, wamekutrain. Kwa hiyo yote ni ushindi kwa sababu tayari una kitu. Hata leo usipofanikiwa katika wale 4, lakini bado safari ya ubunifu. Kwa hiyo niwapongeze kwa hilo kwanza. Wote ni washindi, lakini kama ilivyo kwa kila jambo lazima kuna mshindi wa kwanza, wa pili mpaka wa mwisho. Kwa hiyo ila wote cha kwanza ni washindi. Niseme tu kwamba kama nilivyosema hapo nyuma kwamba kulikuwa na malengo 3 na yote tumetekeleza kwa ufanisi mkubwa. Ile lengo la katikati ambalo hilo la ushindani, tumesema kikubwa kuna watu wetu mpaka tuna export teknolojia, lakini pia kwa ujumla tumeattract fedha taslimu ambazo ni euro 900 sawa sawa na bilioni 2.6. Hizi ni fedha ambazo SAIS walitoa tukashindana. Vijana wetu walikuwa na mawazo mazuri, ndio maana wakashinda, fedha zikaja hapa nchini. Kwa maana hiyo hata nyie mnaweza, hata nyie mnaweza. Na nimalizie tu kwa kusema kwamba tupo wengi, wachache kati yetu watapewa nafasi ya kutuwakilisha. Ndio maana nasema wote ni washindi, lakini kwa sababu kule tumepangiwa idadi, kwa wachache kati yetu watapewa nafasi ya kutuwakilisha. Vinginevyo wote tungepewa nafasi hiyo, lakini kule tumepangiwa idadi. Ndio maana wewe ulioka hapa leo usikate tamaa kwa mimi kuchaguliwa, nafasi zilikuwa chache. Lakini hii iwe chachu na ya kwamba kama nilifanikiwa kutoka 79 nikaja 26 mpaka nimefika hapa, kwa ina maana comment tutakazopewa na majaji wetu tuzifanyie kazi, haya mawazo yetu tuyapeleke mbele. Kikubwa cha kujifunza ambacho mkitoka hapa baadhi yenu ni kwamba huko duniani huwa hamna tatizo ambalo linaishi peke yake, kwa maana ya kwamba mimi ni mtu wa kompyuta, kwa hiyo tatizo langu ni la kompyuta. Mimi ni mtu wa kilimo, tatizo langu ni la kilimo. Yaani solution nyingi, majabu mengi huwa yanataka tushirikishe kwa pamoja. Kwa hiyo kikubwa zaidi ni teamwork. Mara nyingi kwamba mimi ndo mwenye wazo, mimi ndo engineer mkuu, kwa hiyo ndo mwenye wazo, ndo mwenye product. Sasa tukienda kule mbele huwa tunaenda kwamba tukienda kwingine mmoja unasikizwa, lakini ukienda kwenye startup kampuni inatakiwa iwe na diversity, kwamba wewe ni engineer mkuu, ni fundi, lakini hujui hesabu. Kwa hiyo mtu anataka akupe hela, anataka pe hela yake ajue kwamba itaindwa vizuri. Sababu wewe uko mzuri kutengeneza kifaa, lakini mwanzoni hapa inabidi tukupe fedha kama inawezekana. Sasa hiyo fedha itakuwaje huko mbele? Unasema unataka kutatua changamoto fulani, lazima kuwe na mtu wa marketing ambaye anaweza kaenda kuuza hiyo solution. Sasa huwezi kuwa mtu mmoja unajua kila kitu. Ndio maana pia nawahusia kwa maana ya kwamba hiyo ni misingi ya makampuni, kwamba lazima iwe na mshiriki zaidi ya mmoja kusudi kuweza kuitwa kampuni. Lakini mshiriki zaidi ya mmoja sio kwamba wote ni maengineer, kwa sababu engineer anajua kutengeneza kitu kizuri lakini hajui kwenda kukiuza. Fedha zikiingia hajui misingi ya kuripoti zile hela. Kwa ndio maana pia nikasema kwa maana na imani mlioko hapa mmetoka background mbalimbali. Kwa ikiwezekana mawazo yenu mnaweza mkayacombine pia na mkajenga timu humu. Na kama sio humu, hata mkirudi huko mjue kwamba kuna msemo wanasema kwamba ukitaka kwenda haraka nenda peke yako, lakini ukitaka kwenda mbali nenda na wenzako. Peke yako sababu huna mtu kubishana naye, utafanya project yako itafika mwisho. Lakini ikifika mwisho huna yale maarifa ya kuiuza au huna network ya imfikie fulani na fulani. Kwa utafanya haraka, utafika mpaka mwisho, utafika pale umegota. Lakini mkiwa kwenye team, mnabadilishana mawazo, mnabadilishana contact, mnabadilishana uzoefu, mnagawana majukumu, mnakwenda mbali. Kwa ningependa kuona makampuni mengi makubwa yanatokea kwetu sisi. Niwashukuruni sana ushiriki wenu. Niwapongeze kufika hatua hii, kwa sababu ni washindi, na niwatakie pia ushindani mwema kwa hatua iliyobaki. Asanteni sana. Hongereni sana.
Asante sana mkurugenzi. Makofi hayajatosha jamani. Katika yote hayo, the future is very bright. Tupigeni makofi. Okay. Mimi naona kuna paroko hapa. Nataka yale matatu ya nguvu, si ndio? Tufanye yale matatu ya nguvu yale. Moja mbili. Asanteni. Sasa kwa nafasi ya kipekee kabisa nilikuwa nataka judges wetu wasimame tuwaone wakati tunaendelea kwenye session zinazofuata. Judges wapungie. Asanteni. Team ya fundi up, kwa wale wanao pitch, tuwaoneni. ExamNet. Great. Salvic Medical Technologies. Arena Recycling Industry. AgriLife Limited. Medipack. Greenplast. Mkanda Salama. Burnstove Investment. Asante. Tuwapigeni makofi washindi wetu. Wageni waalikwa na innovators wenzetu, naomba msimame mwapungie winners wetu mliokuja kushuhudia our pitching. Asante. Yes, method. Okay. Haya, kwa hiyo kinachofuata sasa hizi nakuomba mkurugenzi tuende nje kwa ajili ya group photo ambayo tutapiga picha wote. Baada ya hapo tutakuja kupata kifungua kinywa wakati watu wana calm down their nerves kwa ajili
Limited. So ni founder pia wa Join Pesa. Sasa hivi iko rebranded kama Asante Money. So mimi ni moja kati ya wawili wa Tanzania ambao tulienda kwenye booster program Finland 2019. Na niwashukuru kwanza Costech lakini pia na SAIS program kwa kuanzisha kitu kizuri kama hichi hapa. Sitazungumzia sana, nafikiri wengi mnaelewa umuhimu wa hichi kitu. Nitaweza kwa kifupi experience niliyopata kwenye program, lakini pia umuhimu na matarajio ya washindi ambao wanaenda kutokea katika pitch deck ya leo. Pitch competition ya leo. Kwanza niwapongeze wale ambao wanaenda kupitch leo, lakini niwaambie kitu kimoja tu kwamba program hii hapa ni jukumu kubwa. Yaani ni jukumu kubwa kwa maana kwamba kuna hatua ambao unaipita kwenye maisha ya kuestablish kampuni yako ambao leo unaenda kuipita. So which means unaelewa kwamba umeshapita hiyo stage. Ndio maana nasema ni jukumu. Hauwezi ukarudi nyuma tena. Na unapoenda kwenye program ya SAIS boost up, mimi nilivyotoka hapa nilikuwa kati ya washindi wawili. Lakini jioni ya kwanza ambao tunaanza ile training ya pitch deck, kwa sababu tulifanya vitu vingi. Tulianza kufanya kurevamp pitch deck, tukaenda validation, tukaenda mambo ya business model, tukaenda sales, tukaenda investor readiness programs, tukaenda na different customer acquisition programs. Yani ilikuwa ni vitu vingi ambavyo vilikuwa vinaelezea kitu kimoja kwamba complexity ya kuweza run ile biashara yako. So ndio maana nikasema ni jukumu kubwa. Na mimi nakumbuka pitch deck yangu ilikuwa ni kati ya nzuri, lakini nilipofika kule ilibidi nikeshe usiku mzima natengeneza pitch deck kwa sababu nilipoenda kupitch it was nothing. Yani it felt like nothing. So ikabidi kutengeneza world class pitch deck. Halafu world class presentation. Wale wana program nzuri sana. Kwa sababu unakutana na watu wengi sana, wanakuwa wameshafanya research sana, wameshatengeneza program ambazo ni nzuri sana. Kwa hiyo ndio maana nasema ni responsibility kubwa sana kwa sababu utapotoka kule kuna level ambayo utakuwa umesha cross. So na mimi nashukuru kwa sababu baada ya kutoka kule nilipata experience nzuri sana. Niliweza kufanya kazi na World Food Program ambao tulifanya project ile, tulifanya pilot na vikundi vichache vya wakulima. Basically Joint Pesa, kuelezea kwa kifupi tunachofanya sisi ni application au huduma ambayo inasaidia kuweka akiba lakini pia kupata mikopo midogo midogo kwa wajasiriamali, wakulima na vitu kama hivyo. So tuliweza tukafanya ile pilot, halafu kwa sasa hivi tunafanya expansion kwa sababu tumeshafanya validation nyingi sana both technically lakini pia kwenye business model na kuangalia namna gani ambao industry inaweza ikatupokea in terms of business operations. Kwa hiyo ni responsibility kubwa sana kwa sababu hapo tena hautakuwa unawaza kutengeneza huduma yako, imeshatengenezwa. Sasa hivi utakuwa unawaza jinsi ya kuioperate ambao ni challenge kubwa sana kimazingira, lakini ni jukumu kubwa sana. Kwa hiyo inabidi uwe kimkakati sana. Kwa hiyo nisiseme mambo mengi, niwapongeze sana na niwashukuru Costech na program nzima ya SAIS. Ni kitu kizuri sana kwa sababu exposure inaweza ikakufungua ukaweza kujua kile kitu ulikuwa unakifikiria ni kidogo kumbe ni kikubwa sana. Na hata watu unawashirikisha ukawa unafikiri labda unaweza kuwashirikisha katika scope ndogo kumbe unatakiwa washirikishe katika scope kubwa sana. So nisiseme mambo mengi, niko out of time. Niwapongeza na niwatakia kila laheri katika pitch competition hii ya leo, na asante sana.
Asante Joseph. Naona the future is bright, eh? Haya. Tumefika muda wa chai.
Now we are going to start the session. The first person to present is Fundi Hub. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Fundi Hub for the presentation. We'll be having 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You'll tell me when to start. Good morning, everyone. My name is Godfrey Kilimomeshi. I'm a co-founder and business development lead at Fundi Hub. Fundi Hub is a workforce management platform. We help companies and homeowners to locate and request for vetted and background check handymen. So basically, Fundi Hub was inspired by 2 major problems. The first one is the lack to access to decent work opportunity facing young Africans, especially the young people with vocational skills. According to African Development Bank, about 11 million young people enter the job market every year, but unfortunately, only 3 million get a chance to be employed. But on the other side, we have companies, we have homeowners who are struggling every day to locate a handyman who prioritize quality, affordability, and reliability. So we built Fundi Hub. This is a mobile and web application that connects a handyman and a customer in real time. You can find us on www.fundiapp.com, or you can download our mobile app on Google Play to try the experience. The market size for handyman business in East Africa is $3 billion, and we are targeting 10% of this. We make money by taking commission, and we take commission from B2C as well as B2B model. Our financial model projections says that in 3 years we'll have a revenue of $508,000 at 60% of profit margin. Our current traction, since we started August last year, we have generated a revenue of $47,000. We have completed more than 1,000 tasks, as well as onboarded more than 500 handymen, as well as signed a partnership with Zola. It doesn't. Okay. And by 23, we are looking to impact more than 1,000 fundis and also improve their livelihood by $100 per week, as well as improve their working condition by providing them with health and safety gears. This is our team. I'm Godfrey. I have 8 years of experience in marketing and business development. We have Paulo, who has 6 years of experience in service, as well as Christopher, who have 5 years of experience in software development. We are here today as part of our pre-seed round fundraising. We are looking for $120, and we are ready to give out equity. But we are also looking for partners, and we are also looking for mentors. Thank you very much. Karibuni Fundi Hub, tunasema maisha ni rahisi.
Thank you so much, Mr. Presenter, Fundi Hub. Now, judges will be having 7 minutes.
Fundi Hub, thank you for your presentation. From the perspective of social pain, you are targeting only 10%, of which you say, and you are going to work with only 1,000 food. Sorry? You are going to work with about 1,000 K of the food who will benefit from it.
We are going to impact more than 1,000 fundis by 2023.
So my question is, what is the extent of the social pain you are trying to address?
Sorry?
What is the extent of social pain you are trying to express as far as the country and the regional is concerned?
So our first pain, it goes directly to our beneficiaries, who are the fundis. Most of the time, these fundis, when they finish from VETA and other TVETs, it's very hard for them to be employed in informal sector. So most of the time, they just end up unemployed. So with Fundi app, they can just freelance, they can get jobs, they can be part of big projects in construction, into mining, into renewable energy. Those companies can come to us and we can give those Fundi those opportunities. And also for companies, which some are here, and also homeowners here, it's very time wasting and also very costful to locate a Fundi who prioritize quality, affordability, and reliability. Thanks.
Thank you, Fundi App. I think that was a very good presentation. I think to me the pace was nice. Your demeanor itself is very good. Koyo, thank you very much. Nikotaka niulize, so you said you have actually made $47,000. And so how long did that take you to make? And what is the percent that you guys are actually retaining?
Thank you. So this started since August when we started our operations until now. And last month only we made 15,000. So you can sense the difference. Why 15,000 in just last 1 month? So when we started, we were just focusing on B2C, saving homeowners. We thought that could be our ideal customer. But as we go into the market, we found out that the ideal customer could be companies that they use fundis in daily activities. For example, we have signed a contract with Zola. This is what has boosted our income for the last months. So for Zola, we do all their installation, removal, and maintenance across the country. And also we have focus on working with organization and company. And for example, we build an exhibition house for Costec in Sabasaba. So with that niche, we think we can get more money and we can be more sustainable. Thank you. What's your return? Okay. All right. For the B2C, we take 10% of the revenue, but for the B2C, we take over 40%. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry, I want to understand a few things. One is, are you a contractor or you are a platform for fundis, so the fundis are independent? And another thing is, how much does it cost you to get one customer, and what's the return?
For the B2C, we spend about $5 to acquire one user. But for the B2B, it really depends with the project. For example, I can show you a different. For example, with Zola, we spend about $500 to close this deal because we had to travel to Arusha, where the headquarters are. We had several meetings, but also, for example, for Costec, it could just take us to come from Upanga in our office to here. So the cost for the B2B, we're trying to figure it out, but for the B2C, we spend about $5 to acquire one user. And what your second question was? All right. So for now, we're just a matchmaking platform, but we are looking more to go into contracting because we are facing barriers for some huge projects because we are told that we need to be certified by the board. So looking into that on how we can be certified by the board and become a contractor for big project as well.
Financial deficit, and what is the use for that amount that you are currently working on?
Currently, 120 pre-seed. We are mostly going to use this money for marketing to do key hires to more agent for the solar deal because their fundis are simply they have to be the renewable energy fundis. And this is the new deal to us. And we need to recruit fundis, we need to train them so to service this agreement. So that's like 15% of that money will go into that. And will go to facility, and 10% will go into our software and IT systems. Thanks.
I wanted to know if you have started to pay to the government.
We are taxpayers. The Costa can be one of who can testify for the Sabasaba project. Thank you very much.
Just one thing more. What is the reason of coming now? Is there no one in the market?
Why is that special you are coming this time?
So there are other people who are doing this. We have Fixture here in Tanzania, we have Toolbox, and we have Funding 247. So we came into this market because we see the gap into the market, and we see some niche that we can simply go and serve. For example, you can see here, most of our competitors are mostly focusing on homes. Some are into homes and construction, and some are into homes and automotive. But we go further. There is no company that is serving renewable energy. For example, we just came into the market and directly we get a deal with Zola. And also into construction. You know, into construction, people can need vibarua in Kiswahili. But where can they get the vetted one? But all these other, they are just focusing on to daily, that's they can come and fix your plumber, they can come and fix your electrical problem, but we just focused and we saw the gap into that. But also, we saw the cost. The cost was so high. So we thought that we can bring something into market that can be more cheaper and more faster. Because as you see, for other people, they take about 2 hours to connect you to a handyman. But we thought that a user needs more than that, because if I need a service now, I need it right now. I don't need to wait for 2 hours. Thanks.
Thank you for the first presenter. Time is up. Next presenter is ExamNet. ExamNet, you're welcome for 3 minutes presentation and 7 minutes for judges.
Hello everyone, my name is Moses Mbaga, and today I'll be presenting ExamNet, where we aim at putting education in every child's hand. Before I begin, I can begin with a testimonial that said my school's national exam performance increased by approximately 24% after effective use of ExamNet app by my students. This was given by Mr. Bambaza, who's the head teacher of my Kumbusho Primary School. The problem was that there was a lack of widespread of learning resources in Tanzania, and also the student-to-teacher ratio in Tanzania currently it's 1/43, whereby the normal average should be 1/35. So you can get why most of the students won't perform well in class. So the relevant solution and the convenient solution was developing a mobile app that will help students gain access to education easily. And that is exactly what we did. ExamNet is a mobile and web app that has multiple tests for students to attempt anytime, anywhere, and get the scores and corrections instantly. And with ExamNet, we are also enabling the student-to-teacher ratio to go down to 1 by 1. And these are some of our supporters. At ExamNet, we are also aiming to introduce video lectures, digital books, and also expanding to other African markets. Traction as of yesterday, 18th of August, is that we have attracted over 9,200 users and over 13,000 done tests. We have a serviceable, obtainable market of around 3 million Tanzanian students, and over an obtainable market of around 5% of that, which is 150,000. Our business model, through while considering our costs and also considering the parents' perspectives and teachers' perspectives, we've been able to come up with a subscription fee of $1.3 that can either be paid monthly, quarterly, or yearly. And also we estimate to start with a market share of 10%, and that will be increasing by 5% to reach by 30% in year 5, and our annual costs will be increasing by 10% yearly. We estimate to start with a loss of around 23,000 by year 1, but going to a profit of around $324,000 by year 5. Our competitors are THL, Shule Direct, Kisomo Smart Learning, Kasome International, and Mtabe. But we believe, given the right investment, we can overtake the market because all our competitors offer different stuff, but not collectively. So with ExamNet, you can gain access to video lectures, tests, and everything all in one. This is our team that is headed by me, the software developer, and also we have an advisory board that is headed by Professor Honest Ngoi. Finally, we are asking for $257,000 for 10% equity. Thank you.
Thank you. The second presenter, time is up. Now 7 minutes for judges.
First, I would like to know, like, who is your target customer? Like, who are you selling this to? But also, I would like to know, you shared about the numbers. I'd like to know, like, the average time spent per user within your platform, and for now, I think I'd like to remember those.
Thank you very much. Your first question was our customers. So as we know that we can't expect a primary school student to gain access to mobile phones. So our customer are the students' parents, while our end users are aimed to be the students themselves. So basically, while marketing, we are marketing to these parents so that they can give the access to their students to mobile phones and also pay for the platform when the subscription fee is going to be up and running. And your second question was average time spent through Google Analytics, because we are tracking all the data. The average time spent by a user is around 15 to 30 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes per day.
Okay, the way I see this platform, why now it is called ExamNet? Why, and secondly, you have given the testimony from a head teacher or a headmaster or whoever, but I see your potential customer are parents. Why didn't you give the testimony from the parents themselves? Yeah.
Your first question was why the name ExamNet. I think the name itself answers itself. It's exams network. So it's a network of exams, basically because all the exams and tests are online, and the exams, of course, so we came up with a small name, ExamNet. And in terms of why the teachers and not the parents, we have initiatives that we go to schools around every month or every 2 months, and have a meeting with the parents of the students. So we had that in Makumbusho Primary School through a project of Women Fund Tanzania. They gave us around $7,000 to do this. And we did it for 3 months, and we had to get the results and testimonial from the schools themselves, because the schools themselves know what their students did in the national exams, and the parents might not. So the schools gave us the general result of what their students did. Thank you.
I was trying to look at the real impact that maybe the Tanzanian society would be needing when it comes to the education materials and all of that. We have so many problems maybe with the primary schools and specifically with the local primary schools, because when looking at the private primary schools and all other levels, maybe the access to materials will not be a problem. But with the local primary schools, maybe the access to materials, that will be a very great problem, and this would be a solution maybe to these kind of schools. Why didn't you think about those kind of schools when it comes to access to these kind of materials?
Thank you very much. Through all of your phones, you can go on Play Store or App Store and access ExamNet. To clarify, the exams are available in both languages, English and Kiswahili, which means that both public schools and public schools can be covered by the platform. And also as another initiative, because we don't expect most of the public schools to have access to internet, because some of them are in very rural areas, 2 mobile phone companies, as in telecom companies, approached us requesting for partnership, and we are now finalizing the deals in terms of gaining free access to internet bundles, and also using the app maybe through USSD codes, so that people from anywhere, even with the feature phones, the ones that aren't smartphones, can gain access to the platform anytime, anywhere. Thank you.
Yeah, I have just one concern. Looking at Tanzania per se, the problem is not on the examination passing. We have many graduates from different levels. The problem is the skill set. So looking into what you are trying to address, how do you position yourself at a national level and at an international level? And at a national level, take into consideration those people who are living in the periphery. They have no access to your service. So it seems it's skewed to the urban. What is your take on that?
I can position ExamNet as a platform to just help students gain access to learning in terms of extra lessons, apart from the ones you get from class. But also, I'll take your advice. As Mr. Brian said yesterday, it's not always that you don't have to know everything. You can also accept. So I do accept that we need to rethink that and check on how we can help other students that are now done with schools and need extra lessons on maybe life skills like entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So, and talking about international, as I said and listed in some slides, that these are only the projections for Tanzania, but we are also planning to expand to secondary schools and other markets, potentially East Africa first, like Kenya and Uganda, because we did some research and also identified that there's a lot of potential in such markets. Thank you.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you for the nice presentation. Third presenter is Salviki. You're welcome. We can start now.
Thank you. My name is Salvatore Nkigi, and I'm here to represent my company, Salvic, and I collaborate with two great institutions in Tanzania, the St. Joseph University, as well as the Muhimbili National Hospital. I am here to present about the blood hormone infusion device. By a simple definition, what is the blood hormone infusion device? It's just a device which is used to warm the blood before it is infused to the patient, because it's normally stored in the refrigerators at 0 degrees Celsius up to 2 degrees Celsius. Now, what is the problem? Statistically, there are almost 26,280 people who are losing their lives in a year due to the absence of the device like the blood hormone infusion device. Also, the foreign devices are expensive. Also, there are some issues of quality and safety of the foreign devices. What is the solution? The locally produced blood hormone infusion device is cheap, first of all, and so it's affordable. Also, the device is dual-functional. It means that it performs two works at the time. It warms the blood and infuse to the patient. And also, it's not time-consuming. It only takes 167 seconds to warm the blood from 0 degrees Celsius up to 39 degrees Celsius. Also, the blood device itself, it has very good records in thermoregulations. Why now? As we know, now there is an eruption of the global pandemic, the COVID-19. So it has led to the explosion of operating costs in various industries in different sectors. Then this has led to the recession. This has led to the recession. And the rising of the operating cost, of course, has a very much severe consequences, especially to sub-Saharan African countries, because we fail even to afford these kind of the devices. And another thing, we fail to afford because even their market of target is not in Africa, is in the first world countries. The market size. In Tanzania, we have a market size of 1.6 hospitals, and its value is around 1.814 million USD. And in Africa, with the exclusion of Tanzania, we have a market size of 1,008 hospitals with a value of $10.583 million. And in the worldwide, with the exclusion of Africa, we have a market size of more than 20,000 hospitals, and we have the value of 90.173 million USDs. Thank you. Now, our business model. We have two kind of customers, which are the hospitals and the business investors. And we produce cash by selling the products, the maintenance services, as well as the percentage share from the business partners. Our team, we have 5 engineers, 1 accountant, and 1 officer.
Thank you. Time is up.
Thank you. Welcome.
It's time for judges. You're welcome.
So thank you for the presentation. So unfortunately, because of, I don't know if it's like the technical difficulties, it's hard to get actually what exactly you're trying to solve. So if you can just, besides the presentation, just explain to us what is the problem, what is this divide trying to address? Very, very briefly.
Thank you. I'm trying my best to solve the problem of providing the best device for warming the blood, which will be cheaper and more efficient as compared to the foreign ones, because they're expensive and they have issues in the quality and safety.
Warming the blood? Yes,
warming the blood. We warm the blood because it's normally stored in the refrigerators, and you can't infuse it while it's still cold to the human being. You will eventually die. you guys have figured this out? Yes, and we already have the certificates from Muhimbili National Hospital to certify that it's safe for human use. These are some of the certificates. This is from Muhimbili. That one is from the government through Makisatu, and that one is from the Sauti International Conference in Mwanza, held in 2019.
And so far, have you been able to test those devices? Are they in use?
Yes, we tested it from Muhimbili. Here, the certificate of approval for being used here inside Tanzania. But we cannot put into the market because first it has to be authorized by the TMDA, and we are now on the move to authorize it. By the next month, of course, we have the appointment with them.
And who are you targeting? Who are your customers now?
The hospitals as well as the business partners outside Tanzania, because we know that we cannot conquer the market outside Tanzania without having the partners, of course. Thank you. Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for a good presentation. I just have some few concerns. You are talking of selling these devices for warming blood at a cheaper price without revealing the technology you are going to use, because maybe the technology which you are going to use, the one which we import from outside, maybe the technology is expensive. So when you are saying like it's going to be cheap, you have to give the implication of the technology which is going to be used, the technical support within the country, like if we need now to produce, according to the demand of the markets, we'll be in the position to produce the source of the material which you are using. You may start maybe at just a pilot, it's okay, maybe now looking to a market size. So just cover these points so that I can have more.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, as I compare the price of my product and their products, theirs starts from 4 million shillings, Tanzanian shillings, and mine will be sold about 400,000 shillings. Different technology, of course. Mine, it involves the submerged intravenous. It's a very new technology in the market, and it's of course patentable, and I'm in the process of finding the intellectual property for my project. So I cannot only sell the product, but also I can sell the patent to gain money. Yes. What were the other questions? All of the materials are available in Tanzania. Only what I need are the circuit printers, which I will buy from China. So that, yes, workshop will be in Tanzania. Yes, and I already have it.
Yeah, so you also talk about safety as one of the problems. Now I'm trying to understand, like, if those devices are being used in the first world countries and yet they are not safe, how are you going to ensure safety with your device? But also, I think you need to find a better way to also communicate even these certificates, because the way you've titled them, they look like just awards, but you're communicating them as safety approval certificates, so it confuses. And also, speaking about cost, you need to be sure that that cost will be sustainable even when you have 1,000 customers or even when you have 1,000,000 customers. And so when reducing cost, you need to be very careful, not just to speak of the cost that, which is a direct cost, and maybe you are using maybe raw materials that maybe have to be processed again to move to the stage where they can be used at industrial standards. So, because if the ones that are in the first world countries cost more, means there's something that leads to that cost, and so you need to understand very well before saying that yours is cheaper. unless if you can explain.
Thank you so much. Maybe I can start with the issue of safety. Mine is much better, safer, and of course the technology itself, the submerged intravenous, has been recommended by the doctors of Tanzania, because the foreign warmers, they warm the blood directly through the heater, but I do not warm the blood directly through the heater. I use water to warm the plastic, and the plastic warms the blood, so it's much safer. And concerning the price, my price of course will be 400,000, and I'm very sure about that because the electronics which I'll be using here in Tanzania are coming from the outside world. So I have just considered the capability of my clients. That's all.
Thank you. Time is over. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome the fourth presenter, Arena Recycling Industry. You're welcome for 3 minutes presentation.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Alice Davidi, a CEO and co-founder of Arena Recycling Industry, where we recycle plastic waste into building materials using polymer sand technology. The problem that we are trying to solve is, first, the global plastic problem that our environment is suffering from, and it's also killing us, killing the marine animals as they are killed by plastic entanglements. And also we are killed by consuming the microplastics, as we are top consumers of what the animals in the marine world are feeding. As you can see, statistics in Tanzania, a lot of waste is being generated and only a little amount of it is well managed, and only 0.5 of it is domestically recycled. And we are here to help the nation in recycling industry. Not only that, in Tanzania, 2,900 plastic waste link into the ocean every year, and this is a very terrible disaster in the marine world and also to us because we consume the marine animals. The second problem that we are trying to solve is the cost of construction materials, the bricks, the pavements, the roof tiles. Most of the people in Tanzania do not have the amount to afford them because we are from low-income communities. As you can see, the data given by Africa recently in 2021, in Tanzania, we have housing deficit of 3 million units, which keeps on increasing annually by 200,000 units of house. And there is a very large housing demand. And as you can see in the villages, the bricks that have been used, they are not environmentally friendly because they are made by cutting down the trees and then burning the furnace to make them compounded together. And this increases global warming and a lot of climatic problems. As you have read if you have read the Intergovernmental Policy on Climate Change of 2021 recently uploaded, it shows that the global climate change is increasing by 1.5 degrees, and it's highly contributed by human activities, and we are here to solve that. So we are trying to turn your mind from seeing plastic waste as waste to seeing it as an opportunity which can be economized. And at Arena Recycling, as I said before, we recycle plastic waste into building materials like bricks and pavements. First and foremost, we collect the plastic waste from beaches and environments, and also we have partners like Coca-Cola who are bringing us. We are nearly closing that deal. And also from collection point, we sort them out to those at the moment we are capable of recycling them. That include the plastic bottles that you are using and the plastic packages. But as far as we gain more access to machinery, we can consume a lot of types of plastics, even chairs that are made up of plastic. From there, we melt them and mix with sand to get the bricks that you can see there. Our products, the bricks and eco pavements, are of very high quality, anti-corrosive, proven at the University of Dar es Salaam to be anti-corrosive, anti-fungal, and waterproof. They have a very great strength of 7 Newton per millimeter square compared to a normal brick, which is 3.5, half of it. Our market is 1.6 million units, and the business model is B2C, where we sell directly to customers like individuals and construction companies. We are facing to business also by trying to formulate a partnership with construction companies. And also this is a sample of our business model canvas. You can see we are working with different institutions like US Embassy Tanzania, Young Water Solution, Ocean Hub Africa, UNDP and SAIS. And we have a lot of branding and exhibitions and materials. Here is our market validation. We project to have 62,990 revenue by 2025, and we have a current customer of 30. That's an average of every year, and it keeps on increasing. Our products are 20% less compared to the normal, what is available already in the market. We started in 2018, and up to now, we managed to have a portfolio of 200 plus customers in this year. Last year, we won Resilience Challenge, and also we built toilet at Kibirugwa Primary School. In the next coming years, we wish to collect more plastic at average of 5.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the nice presentation. Now welcome judges.
Maybe just to start with, can you tell us about your production rate? How much do you produce per month, and how much do you sell at the same time?
Thank you very much. Currently, we have the capacity of producing 100 eco bricks per day. 100 eco bricks per day. And we are selling the bricks, but we started production in 2019. In 2018, it was a prototype. Then to 2020, we made some sales, but we had a very large construction project of building Karume Primary School. Karume Primary School toilet, which consumes most of our production because we can only afford to produce 100 bricks per day. So this took a lot of bricks, and we could only accumulate few of the customers, but we have the documented list and the cash flow documents. And also currently now we are trying to boost up, shifting from 100 eco bricks per day into more than 1,500 bricks per day from the challenge that we won and from the amount that we are looking for. As you can see here, our investment needs, which can help us accelerate from 100 eco bricks per day into more than 1,500 bricks per day. Thank you.
Okay. Mmepima siku serikali ikikataza kabisa plastic itakuwaje? The day when there will be a complete ban on the use of this plastic by the government, what will you do?
Actually, you can see this is an extruder machine which melts the plastic. It's not like you're firing. It's a heat process where the plastic is melted, and it's a very environmentally friendly process because the whole plastic is injected into that machine, and we get the melted plastic polish, which should be mixed with sand. So we are actually not the burning plastic. We are actually melting it so that we can mix it. And the burning process is very eco-friendly because we do not release any to the environment, any of the waste and the gases.
My question is, do you have any alternative for this, for raw material other than plastic? For example, the plastic have been prohibited by the government. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, of course, there are a lot of campaigns like single use of plastic where the government is reducing. Yes, we have different alternatives from this. First and foremost, among the alternatives that we have includes, as I said, if we get the machinery process, we can accumulate a lot of types of plastic. So currently, if these bottles, the single-use bottles, if they are banned out, as we proceed on, we are capable of consuming the plastics that, like plastic bags, the plastic tables and chairs that are made of plastic. It just depends on the capacity of the crusher. It's that we can access. If we can access a crusher machine like this, as you can see, the current crusher has only the ability to crush the plastic packaging bottles. So as we proceed in accessing the machinery needs that we have, we can consume any kind and type of plastic, which I'm surely 100% the government cannot ban completely the use of plastic, because plastic as itself is not a problem, but mismanaging of the plastic, that's the problem to our environment.
So thank you for the presentation, and I think maybe that's actually one very, very key question to actually even share, because people actually are concerned that the actually reuse of the plastic can actually increase the use of plastic, right? So I think that is something, and then maybe even if your business, can it scale au itafika point ita crash kwa sababu the raw materials zitaisha. The other part is, I see your financial models. You're saying you want to raise 330 something thousand. Is that correct? And then you're projecting to make $67,000 by 2025. Yes. That's correct. Yeah, so as an investor, why would I even invest in your business if that's the return?
Thank you very much. First and foremost, that amount of investment is basically on the machinery point and the production point. But if you look at the cost of production to the revenue made, it keeps on having increasing profiles. These are our current needs. If we get those and access to those, if an investor comes and invest in our machine, it does not mean that that money will keep on, this money will keep on remaining at this point. It will be increasing. And let me tell you one more thing, that as we go on, we intend to scale up into having bricks, pavements, and plastic flakes, because the recycling industry is scaling up also. And we have the whole strategy of even making roof tiles to sell them. So currently, this is a projection of eco bricks. Imagine the projection of the accumulative of all the products that we are strategizing to produce them in the coming days after accessing the materials and demands that we have.
Thank you
this
so
projection
much.
will increase.
Time is up. Thank you for the nice presentation. Now I'd like to welcome Solar Power Automated Agro Dealer Machines for 3 minutes presentation. You're welcome.
Okay. Good morning. I am Edmond Walago. I'm the founder of Mwala Invention, the company that distributes biopesticide and biofertilizer. So our objective is to conserve the environment, and the second one is to help smallholder farmers increasing yields and income. Okay, I'll start with a simple story that in 2019, I was forced to go back to my village to attend the funeral deaths of 20 villagers. So I went there 20 times. And the reason for those deaths was because of chemical exposure of pesticides that was caused by empty pesticide containers. So, from that day, I started thinking about how to protect or to ignore the use of packages or bottles. So the problem is 300 tons of empty pesticide containers that causes chemical exposure of pesticide, causing 200,000 deaths around the world. But the issue comes, 90% of those deaths occur in developing countries like Tanzania. Sorry. Okay. We decided to come with the solution, and it is an agro-dealer machine or biopesticide and biofertilizer dispensing machine. This is a digital machine that we use to distribute biopesticide and biofertilizer to smallholder farmers at lowest cost and on time. Our market. We are targeting to work with 15 biopesticide and biofertilizer manufacturers who will be serving 42 million smallholder farmers from sub-Saharan African countries. This is our product. It's an agro-dealer machine. Business model. We are charging 20% of 1 liter that is sold $5 from the manufacturers and suppliers of biopesticide who are using our service. Competitors, we are not alone. We have agrochemical company and Paramount Pesticide Limited, but our competitive advantage is we deliver our biopesticide and biofertilizer on time, but also it's environmental friendly. That means ignore the use of packages and bottles. But another thing is the security of the product, no reforging or repackaging of the product. And also it's encouraged subsidization. Our traction, we are working with 5 biopesticide and biofertilizer manufacturers, but already we have distributed 100,000 liters. This is our scale plan that we are currently operating in Tanzania, but we need to operate in the southern part of Africa. This is our team. It's passionate and energetic with experience of an average 10 years in agro input. We ask for $100,000 to construct biopesticide and biofertilizer dispensing machines, marketing, training, research and development, and administrative charges. This is the impact that we have decreased air land pollution by 70%, but also we have helped 2,000 smallholder farmers to increase yields and income and create 10 employment.
Thank you so much. Time is up.
This is the contact. This is the contact.
Thank you for the nice presentation. Now I would like to take this opportunity to welcome judges for questions.
Yeah, thank you for your good presentation. Not very clear how this dispensing machine is going to be operated, because these agrochemicals and the pesticides, they have different requirements. That's why you find they are in different packages. So now, where is your standing point that now you are going to use that dispensing machines? Is it a user point of view, or you start from the industry? That the specification should be from the industry, because if you do it another way around, it's going to lose that functionality. So I'm not very clear which one are you targeting, because there are many classes of this website.
Thank you so much for your question. Okay, they will be operating this way. These dispensing machines are installed, and already have installed 5 of them in Iringa, Mwanza, and at Kibaha. They are installed around the farming, where most of the smaller farmers are doing crop cultivation. So what we do, it is to survey and not what type of crop it is cultivated over that place. And then we decide now what kind of pesticide is suitable for those crops. And because most of the time, those crops, they have some of the pest which is more infestation. And the ninth thing is the biopesticide, usually it works in the term of antioxidants. That means it produces a bad smell to those pests. So most of these biopesticides, they can chase away the pest from your farm, a lot of species. Okay. It is this way. We, as Mwala Innovation, we are the producers of biopesticide and biofertilizer. And the project is that was funded by COSTECH 1 year ago. So we decided not to distribute those pesticides by using bottles. At first we were using bottles. Now we come and realize that it is biopesticide, it's organic, fine. But what about those containers which are left? Still they harm the environment. So we decided now to think the way how we can distribute those biopesticides. And it's the automated agro dealer machine.
I feel like I'm understanding, alafu baadaye tena napotea. So you guys, maybe very briefly, nyie mnatengeneza hii dispenser watu wengine watumie, au you guys mnatengeneza pesticides, alafu your vision ni kwamba hii pesticide jinsi itawafikia wakulima itakuwa through this dispenser ambayo mta install all over the country. What are you actually doing?
We are the producer of biopesticide, and the dispensing machine, we are also the producer of dispensing machine for supporting the distribution of our biopesticide. And this is the starting, but the issue is when those other manufacturers who are also producing biopesticide and the biofertilizer, who will need now to distribute their biopesticide by using our machine, we will intend to contract with them, and we will install those machines and they will use them. And the one example which I can give you is about GIZ has an organic cotton program in Lake Zone. So one day when I attended the agriculture conference, I met with the manager. Yes. Yes. Okay, we do train them that it's better to come with those sprayers, because these machines are installed around the farms, and it's they do not travel like to go to the agro shops. No, it's around their farms, and that's because we do survey to know where most of these smallholder farmers are doing crop cultivation.
Maybe it's a bit complex, but maybe we're trying to understand. My question is, how do you ensure the availability of the materials that you're using to produce the pesticide that you're producing? The raw materials, kwamba una yale mahitaji yako ya kutengenezea hizo hiyo product ambayo unayo, kwamba kwa leo na kwa kiasi kikubwa una uhakika gani utakipata, yani mpango kazi wako wa kupata.
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, the raw materials that are used are rabbit urine, cow urine, Solonium nigrum. So, as Mwala Invention, we have got our commercial rabbit farming, where we do collect rabbit urine, but also we are buying urine from other partners. So when it comes to Solonium nigrum, those are weeds, so they do grow. So we do hire people and collect for us. But currently we are purchasing a farm. Already we have purchased a farm. We will start cultivating our own Solonium nigrum.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you, Mr. Biopesticide, for the nice presentation. Now I'd like to welcome the next, who is Agri Life Limited. You're welcome for the presentation. You can start.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I know everyone here has a story to tell, and this is my story. I was born along the Lake Victoria. You know, there, around 17% of fishermen are using illegal ways of catching the small fish as a source of protein. Just in a minute, not only one, but 1.8 million of small fish are dying because of this. Another source of protein is from soybeans, but we know agriculture is not sustainable on our environment. Our problem. So far, in Tanzania, we lack 20 tons of protein per year. Also, 38% of waste is going uncollected. It leads to the 7% of global greenhouse gas emission on our ozone layer. Our solution, AgriLife is pioneering waste into, AgriLife, we are using black soldier flies larva to turn organic waste into source of protein, and we get the biofertilizer. So far, we raised a revenue of 2,000 USD, a grant and a family contribution as a capital 10,000. We have been produced two tons of alternative protein, and our market is 3.7 million poultry farmer, and we need to catch up on the 10 coming year, the 10% of this. And our model is B2B, because we are selling this to the big producer, and the B2C. Our traction, so far we won 3,000 from EY Africa Innovation, to our Community Innovation, Tonia Rumeru Entrepreneurship Program, that is it's continued. We went to Go Prize finalist, Young Green Tech, and the Future of Food Fellowship. This is the best team of mine. Myself, our Director of Operation, Herman Edward, our Managing Director, Mr. Constantine, Adrian Nassoro, our animal scientist, and Grace Sampson, the beautiful in our team, the marketing manager. We're asking for 50,000, which will be 50% of it for expansion of our capacity in production, 20% in product development, 15% in research and development, and 50% in operation and marketing. Thank you. You can find us in this site.
Thank you so much for the nice presentation. With good management for time. You're welcome, Judge.
Okay, thank you. First is, I think I was a bit confused from the problem statement to the solution, because the problem statement was aligned around kwamba the fishermen are killing small fishes, which is a problem. So they get protein. So I think the problem should be around kwamba watu wanakosa nini na wewe unatoa nini. So if the problem is watu hawana alternative source ya protein, then that's what should be the problem and not fishing. Because at the moment you mentioned fishes, then throughout your presentation, I'll want to hear about then what next about those fishes. But now unaongelea kwenye problem and then after that you don't mention them, so means kama kuna misalignment. And so pia on the same note, hata kama it's very key to you, depending on the environment that you're targeting, again, people don't go for fishes just because of protein, but because fish is the main source or the source that contains omega-3, zinc, and other nutrients which you can't get from the alternative source that you're bringing. Then how do you compensate the other parts? So that's one thing. But also, you mentioned about revenues. I would like to be clear whether those are grants or revenues from customers who are paying for your products.
Okay, thank you for a question. It is the most nice question for me. Okay, let me start from the first question. We are solving not only on the environment, like the waste, but also, as we know, for those who are doing poultry farming, fish farming, there's in their mix of food, they have to use the protein. As we know, the protein is the best, is the best nutrient in a growth. So what are they doing this? Like they catching fish, or they call sometimes daga, sometimes uduvi, sometimes fish. As I know you know this. And they're using soybeans as a source of protein for feeding animals, not human. This is not for human. It's just for other animals. So what are we trying to solve? First, we know years to come, fishing will be no more available on the oceans, on the seas, because we are competing, fishing for animals and fishing for humans. So we are trying to cut, not to stop, we are trying to reduce that. Okay, we will be producing maggots as a sustainable source of protein for fishing or for animals like hens, pig, and the fish. Okay, another question, it's on the quality or nutrients. The maggot has amino acid profile, which is the best in the growth. So we can feed our animals through this, and they behave as you use fish or other like soybeans. Your third question? Okay. I mentioned there about 10,000. That's the revenue. Is 2,000. Okay. Up to now, we sold 2 tons of maggots from March up to now, and that revenue is from the customer. And I saw there here. I tried to show you the source of capital. It's this one, the grant and the family contribution. So we won the grant of 3,000 USD from EY competition the last 2 months back, and ourselves and our family already we have raised 17,000 as our own capital. Yeah.
So thank you for the presentation. So this is not maybe, you're not the only company who's doing maggots, right? So I know maybe 2 other companies in Tanzania ambao wanafanya hizi maggots. Like how are you different, or like what gives you an edge?
Thank you. First, breeding the black soldier flies is hard. It will take you 3 months, 2 months, up to a month if you are good on that. But we have come with a solution to only it will take 2 months, 2 weeks to get the fries. So our competitive advantage, we have a technology. In Tanzania, there are our competitors like Nova Foods is there, but we are 8 forward among our competitors. Yeah.
Can you just brief us about the technology that you're talking about and what others are using so that we get to understand?
Okay, I will try. Okay, these things, there are two things or factors which are considered in breeding these fries. First, temperature. Second, humidity. So, if you get the balanced humidity and the temperature, the maggots, we call them pupa, who are not who stopped feeding, they will turn into fry just in a 10 days. They will turn into fry. But if you mess up with the temperature and the humidity, my friend, you are dying. Yeah.
I think you have not mentioned the technology. Those are the factors which the technology maybe need to regulate. So what is the technology?
Okay, we are in the world of competition, right? I don't know among of you who is my competitors here. So that will be our secret. Yeah, but what I'm trying to tell you is the temperature and the humidity. So if I give you out like I'm giving the side to compete me, yeah, I'm sorry for that. We are on the process to patent. After that, we give others to use. Yeah.
In fact, that's what you are supposed to show in your presentation, that the technology is on the process of patenting, so that we cannot ask you to reveal. Another thing, the maggot. What is the production rate? Because we know there are many poultry farmers in the country. So now when the market will be in full-fledged, what is your capacity?
Okay, let me start from back. We started this journey from 2019 up to now, but officially we entered the market from this March of this year, the March of this year. So far we produce 500 kg per month, but we are planning to produce more than a ton per week, just of a week. If we get that fund, we expand the production, and that is very amazing for this breeding. You know, it will take 3 months for someone who cultivating soybeans to get 1 kg of soybeans, but it will take us just a week to get the matured protein, source of protein from maggot. Yeah, that's amazing of this.
I want to know if you have research on the geographical variation in the percentage of protein produced by the maggots themselves.
Okay, thank you. I didn't include it there because of the time. Yeah. Black soldier fries contain 70% of protein and 20% of fat. Yeah.
Thank you. Time is over. Thank you for the nice presentation. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome Medipac for the presentation. You're welcome, Medipac.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Isaac Felix, and I'm the co-founder and chief marketing officer from Medipac Tanzania. Medipac Tanzania Limited is a company that's dedicated to solve health challenges using technology and digital devices. And currently, we work to simplify medication and pharmaceutical items by delivering to hospitals, clinics, dispensaries, and personalized services to individuals. It's a matter of fact that in most of our areas, people spend 1 to 6 hours waiting to see a doctor or a medical practitioner in hospitals and clinics. And more to that, they have to stay in long queues in order to get their medication. And sadly enough, statistics shows that about 45% of public facilities and 35% of private facilities, essential drugs are out of stocks. So this gives a hard time to a user or a patient to get a solution to this. And this is where MedPack comes in as a solution, as we provide online medical pharmacy, where a patient can go through our website or application and upload the doctor prescription, and we will sort and pack their medication by dose and will deliver direct to their doorstep. This is why you should choose MedPack. This is our competitive advantage and our uniqueness, because we assure a customer to get their medication at an affordable price. And we are very fast in delivery, and we are available at most of places in Dar es Salaam. And through our platforms, we provide education on proper use of medication. We see a big opportunity in digital health in Tanzania, as the statistics show that in a total population of 60 million plus, the Tanzania population, 17 million people are internet subscribers. And among that, 7 million people are dwellers of Dar es Salaam. So this is our market size and our market target, because in Dar es Salaam we have 392 dispensaries, 24 clinics, and 36 hospitals. Our revenue model, how MedPack gains its revenues. We take 10 commission from pharmacies, and we charge delivery costs as we deliver. Furthermore, we will be charging from subscription, from application, advertisement, and direct sales of products from our stores. This is our simple traction. For the past 8 months, we have been able to save 1,200 plus orders and rise to about 6 million Tanzanian shillings revenues. And we have partnership with 5 working active pharmacies, and we are working with 1 hospital called SAIS. This is some of our feedbacks from our customers. Sorry. Yeah, that was a technical issue. These are some positive feedbacks from our customers, where most of them are satisfactory with our time delivery and affordable pricing, and the way we interact with them through our platforms. This is our great team with professionals in different aspects like marketing, technology, pharmacist, or medical, and finance. Okay, what are we asking? We are looking for $50,000 US for 10% equity, where $25,000 US will be used for scaling a mini drugstore or a pharmacy, where we'll be able to sell direct products from our stores. 10,000 will be used for technology and product development, 5,000 for marketing, 5,000 for logistics, and 5,000 for office management. Okay, thank you everyone. Welcome to MedPack, where we make your medication easy.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, presenter. Now I'd like to welcome judges.
Sijaelewa. Are you suppliers, or what are you doing specifically on this?
Thank you very much for your good question. MedPack, we provide a platform where we enter a partnership with pharmacies, and we deliver medication from pharmacies, registered pharmacies, to actual end user or a customer, a patient, or a caregiver, or a doctors who will recommend. So we are in a middleman that we connect patients and pharmacies or health facilities.
I'm interested to know the characteristics of the customer that we have so far saved from the past times. In terms of their, what were their conditions? Did they go to the hospitals? What kind of medications did they inquire from you? and anything that maybe would tell us more about the customers that you have served so far.
Thank you so much for another good question. Medpac, most of our customers, we have served most of chronic illness patients who are requiring to get medication every week, some of them get their medication every month. And some of our customers are those who want, of course we know there are some customers who want to try application and see how it first it works. And when they interact friendly, they begin to be our continuous customers. So most of them, we were targeting with hospitals and clinics to get the list of chronic illness patients. So they give the list and we interact with them so we can be providing them medication every time they need. And others are those who will just request, but after hearing Medpac from a simple ad.
Yeah, so if your business is around distribution of medications, from what I know, and the direction of the government is to push for people to use insurance, which covers for both consultation and medication. Then if that's the case, then how do you see your scalability where now the number of people who are using insurance increases, which means the moment they go for consultation, they also get the medication from there. So how do you see your scalability given that direction? Okay, so the government is pushing for people to have insurance. And so if you have insurance, that means the moment you go for consultation, then you get the medications from the same hospital within the same bill. So which means I'll have no need to get the medication from somewhere else or from a pharmacy. So how do you see your scalability given that direction? So which means the more people get insurance, the less people will need your service.
Okay. I would like to clarify on that. Not all medical or prescription medicine that are written to a patient are available on most of public or private hospitals or health centers. So Medpac, we have partnership with pharmacies which receives or accepts the insurance, like NHIF. So a patient who has been prescribed through insurance will come with validation to show us that he has insurance and he is using insurance, he or she is using insurance, and we will go to the pharmacies which are accepting they are accepting insurance, and we will serve them their medication by using the same certificates of insurance, the same certificates of medicine. Okay, sorry for not mentioning that, but first of all, customers beside the insurance can pay cash on delivery or can pay using payment platforms. But through insurance, we are still on communication with the government officials to make it quite possible and easier for us and them to ensure this, but we are still in testing. We are more for, of course. Of course, we are middleman between pharmacies or medical centers to the customers, to the end users, to the caregivers. So we stand, but from our milestones and traction, we want to grow up.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you so much, Medpac. Thank you, Medpac, for the nice presentation. Now, before welcoming the next presenter, I would like to contact with Maktaba if he or she is around. Do we have that person? Maktaba. We don't have. Echo Diadrata. Do we have? Yes, may I contact you? We can continue. The next presenter is Green Plast. Do we have Green Plast? Next one is Mkanda Salama. You are welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Karema, the group representative of Mkanda Salama project from TTCIH Ifakara. Let's hear the story of Mother AA from Rimba village who had home delivered, but he later on developed postpartum hemorrhage, which is the bleeding immediately after delivery. So there was transferred to St. Francis Referral Hospital in Ifakara. Based on the Tanzanian Demographic and Health Survey report of 2018, postpartum hemorrhage was the leading cause of maternal death, contributing for more about 29%. Also, based on the study which was done by KSMC on 2016, PPH contributed to about 50% of maternal death in Shinyanga Regional Referral Hospital. So the current solutions available are uterine balloon tamponade and condom tamponade. These are the available solutions require high expertise. That means they require the obstetrician. Also, they are invasive. When that condom tamponade is not practicable in many settings because of its nature and the requirements of high level of expertise to practice it. So we developed a solution which is called Mkanda Salama Kit, which is the tool which has been designed to be used by low-skilled attendants to manage postpartum hemorrhage. It compresses the uterine artery, thereby reduces blood flow, and it allows to transfer a mother from dispensary or from the health center to the hospital. So, what are the added value of our product? Our product can be utilized by low-skilled birth attendants. As you know, most of the health facilities in Tanzania, more than 60%, are being operated by low-skilled birth attendants. That means midwives, clinic officers. Also, it is non-invasive, and it is complementary to other measures. That means we have not ignored other measures which are being used now. So we use Mkanda Salama Kit. At the same time, you use the other measures which are previously, like the use of misoprostol, the use of oxytocin, and others. So the revenue model will depend, we shall make our project sustainable by selling, whereby we estimate to sell our kit, one kit by $200. And also we shall establish partnership with MSD, which is the medical store department, which is being run by the government, because most of these facilities are being the government owned. So the partnership with MSDs and other maternal health initiative organizations are important for our sustainability. Our target market, we estimate to cover for about 100 facilities, but for the beginning, we need to start with the half of these facilities, whereby we shall start with the health centers and dispensaries, where most of the referrals are originated from the health centers and dispensaries. So by reaching only to half of the health facilities in Tanzania, we shall be able of accumulating more than $3 million by selling 200 kits. By selling 3 kits per health facility. So there's no any country which is producing such product in East Africa and Africa in general. Our team comprises of medical personnel and business personnel. Our ask is $750K for final development and scaling, for research and training of healthcare providers on the use of Mkanda Salama Kit.
Thank you. Thank you for the nice presentation. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome judges.
Thank you for a good presentation. So, Mkanda Salama, you are targeting most hospitals. So that's to say you wish to work with the government mostly, because that's the one who provide health service in the country. So have you consulted the responsible authority to see that that's what they need, that when you come to a time to implement, then it can be accepted? We have already consulted the government and the institution I'm coming from. The chairman of the board is the executive director of human resource management for the Ministry of Health. Also, we have already made, there's some initiative which have already started. Also, the institution I'm coming is a public-private organization, so it directly works with the government and it works under the Ministry of Health. So there are no the initiative, and there are some partners who have already shown the positive changes. So for us, we really focus to work with the government, because you can see most of the health facilities are owned by the government, more than 60% or 70%. And our target is mostly health centers and dispensaries, our first target. So the health centers and dispensaries, you can find that more than 90% are owned by the government. So to work with medical store department is very important and good enough. They now have all the industries in Iringa, in Dar es Salaam. So I think by partnering with them, it will be a good start for our project. Yeah, for us, as per now, currently we developed the prototype because the project started last year. We developed the prototype, the final prototype, and we conducted the pilot study so as to seek for the results for implementation research. And then our partners who are Swiss Novartis Foundation, they committed to provide about 150K for implementation research. So in to the initial results for asking for doing the implementation study, which is the large study, so as to understand the effectiveness of this kit. But initially, after testing it at St. Francis Referral Hospital in Fakara, it revealed that about 7%, out of 10 mothers, 7 mothers who had moderate bleeding had the bleeding stopped. So those are the initial results, to be the foundation for having the implementation in such so that we can test our kit for mothers who have severe bleeding. Because for us, we started with mid bleeding and moderate bleeding due to the circumstances around, the clinical circumstances around. So I think the results have given us a door of going for implementation research. And I heard the call also from COSTECH. I think maybe we can also go for it, but we already have the supporter to support the implementation research. It was the pilot study. We asked the permission from the hospital, which this because the training institution, there's a training hospital. So because it was a pilot study, and we built from the study which was ASDIT, which has already having the NIM clearance, was assessing safe mother delivered in Tanzania. It was a project being implemented in the Morogoro region. So it was like the extension of the project. So we do not try to go with all those processes of asking for the certificate rather than using the same, the previous. But in long run, because it's going to stand at the own project, we think to have its own clearance certificate.
I'm very interested with the project, but my question goes to the price of the kit. You said it's 200 USD per kit, right? So who takes the charges? Who takes the final cost of the kit? Is it the hospital or the health center, or is patient specific? But again, what is it contained in the kit? Is it one thing product, or is it's something that is composed of a number of things that will help the mother at that particular end?
The currently used measure, if you are from rural areas, when the mother has been delivered like this one, they tie when she received the severe bleeding, they tie up with the cause tightly with the kanga, I mean, shortly to say. So, that's the local, I don't know because of the traditional birth attendance knowledge, but our kit consists of 4 components. Messaging component, which postpartum hemorrhage is being contributed by uterine atone, which is the contraction of the uterus. So, for us, we have the messaging component to reduce the tonicity of the uterus. We have the compression component. Compression component, one of the management of postpartum hemorrhage is aortic compression, whereby you take the hand and then you put the hand this way. You compress the uterine artery by using your horn end. So our kit consists also of compression. So it has the compression component of compressing the uterine artery. If you compress the uterine artery in the abdomen, automatically you reduce the blood flow. Also, it has the other measures which are IPC, for infection prevention control, whereby we need to, we have put this, there's something called the Macintosh, because it's covered with the blood, and also that is the, for protection, to reduce the occurrence of sepsis. Also, we have the covering component, because most of the mothers, when they get bleeding, they end up with shock. One of the signs of the shock is called the extremity. So we have like a dress which will be protecting her. We give providing the warmth, but the kit for doing the mechanism behind of reducing blood loss.
Last question to the judge. So I don't know if that question was answered. Moja is this kit is $200. It's expensive, right? So is it single use? Is it multiple use? I think that should be cleared. And then the second thing to me is maybe I think this is an interesting project. It's just that there's a lot of information that is actually missing. So I think even for like maybe pitching later, there's a lot of very interesting information that I feel I missed from the first time you actually pitch, and that kind of like reduce the impact of the project. But that to me is like an advice. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, let me answer the cost. The cost of the kit will be taken by the facility because it is one of the two. They want to buy the kit in the facility. So the patient cannot be charged by using that kit because it is one of the measures. That means the facility will, the REBA will consist of 3 kits. We'll buy 3 kits which will be used there. They will be reusable. So the main issue is how to contain, to reduce the infection from one mother to another. That I think we are working on it, on how, because you cannot use in 10 mothers. So the way of cleaning it and that will be in the documentary of the product.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you, Mkanda Salama, for your presentation. Now, before moving to the next presenter, let's have 1 minute stretching. So you can see some of us, they're sleeping. So let's have a 1 minute stretching, then we continue. We can stand, we can stand. Let's have a stretch, let's have a stretch. Let's stand all, let's stand all. Let's have a stretch. Thank you, thank you. You can have a seat. Now, welcome BUNI Stove Investment for the presentation. You have 3 minutes to present your project.
Okay, let me to tell you. Refer as energy is a key factor for development and social economics for growth in countries. 80% of Tanzania peoples failed to access grid powers and depend on the biogas fuels. And in addition, 90% of fuel consumption comes from firewood, and which saves individual lifeholds. However, you are using firewood, it contributes to air pollution, deforestation, and social economics. This picture shows the impact of environmental, social impacts, and health impacts. To solve these problems, we look at another alternatives which is usable for environmental friendly, to reduce workload of women, and to reduce Tanzania's depends on fossil fuels to import from outside. Okay, after getting source of energy biogas, we found to another appliance which we are using biogas. Burners is a appliance which are using biogas. Existing burners consist of flame pots located on their outer circumference, which allow only cooking and cannot be used for preheating. This arrangement increases the cost of fuels because the preheating consumes more fuel. After making modification from the local made, that shows the solutions. You can ask yourselves, why you convinced me to change my stoves from maybe traditional to go your product. Our product, after making testing, collecting data, we see that the stove uses less fuels, must be quicker, produce less soot, eliminate less smoking, and fire is shielded. To promote, to motivate to introduce or improve the stoves, to protect the environment, the stove uses less biomass, fight against the climate changes, the stove eliminates less carbon dioxide, and fight against indoor air pollution, the stove eliminates less smoking. This is our product produced from BUNI Stove Investment. You can look at this, for example, the picture center here. After producing the stoves, now I'm testing to see what is working. And another, this is our product. If you need a small one or you need a big one, it depends what is the stoves you need. Marketing size, we target the people, all the people in Tanzania are using liquefied petroleum gases, and the people who are using firewood. For example, we make collection data from the people who are using firewood. We see 50% for rural, 21% for urban, 70% for schools, and 21% for restaurants. We asking funds for $100,000 for buying machines, equipment, tools, and work to open workshops, for expenses, salary, rents, etc. Biogas digester for testing digester, and to buy finance forecasting banner.
Thank you, presenter. Time is over. Thank you so much. It's time for judges. Now, welcome, judges.
Looking at the product that you have, what can you tell us that makes your product different from all those products that we have in the market? What is the distinctive feature of your product out of those available in the market?
I thought that the first one, I tried, you can look the picture below, that now I'm testing to check it. Now I'm testing to check to see the fuel consumption when we are using my stove. The stove, compared from the imported from outside, for my stove, when you go in one round to complete 1 and flow of gas, but if the imported go for 2 times of my burners, and then my burners is reliable. If you need, you can get it. And the lifespan of my stoves, it takes a long time because the materials we are using to make this, it is good to compare Chinese. When did you start? Huh? When did you start the production? Now I'm starting to make a few one, almost making 20 stoves. Now I have already distributed for people who live in the rural area in Arusha. And I have distributed one for commercial for Mandela's, which for a biogas. But now I continue to do this when I get an order. But I try to make advertisement, anybody to know me, I'm making this bank.
So when did you start?
Now I'm starting a little bit. For example, my banners, for example, let you go to deep in technology. My banners have using mixing chamber 1, for Chinese mixing chamber 2, for my banners, for Chinese mixing chamber for cooking, and another using for preheating. For example, I want to give an example. Let us say smaller banners, which are using a smaller what to say, mtungi mdogo. They are burners, the center, there is no preheating system, there is no holes. If you reduce the heat, the burner is going to switch off. For my burner, if you are reduce the pressure of gas, the center remain working, but the outer for cooking, switch off.
What is your revenue so far?
My revenue, for now, I have already making 20 burners or 20 stoves. For small burners, I'm using for 100,000 up to 20,000, and a big one for commercial, I'm buying for 500,000. It depends what you are going to do. Cha faida ambayo tumegenerate kama majiko 21 tangu nianze, kwa sababu nimeanza mwaka huu. Fedha kwa kweli hizo generate ni kidogo sana, kwa sababu natural cost sina vitendea kazi. Kwa hiyo naikuta hela nyingi na inatumika kwa ajili ya kufanya nini, muda mwingi kutafuta vijana waliweze kunisaidia kufanya ile shughuli, kwa sababu sina kitendea kazi kinachoweza kunirahisishia kufanya hizo kazi. I'm asking $100,000. Yes. Nime order for machines, to open workshops, and for expenses. Background, nilienda kusoma masters at Nelson Mandela's on the researches I'm doing. about biogas, how to convert LPG burners to use biogas. Ndiyo.
Yeah, your investment should reflect the market segmentation. You have shown like about 69% in the rural area, they are using firewood. Yes. And you are advocating issue on environment. So what is the plan of that market on the rural area with respect to your product?
Okay, from the rural areas, I'm planning to hire the competitors who are doing for digesters, to make digesters, because the availability of materials to produce biogas for rural areas is available. For example, the waste material from crops, waste material from animals, and the domestic waste materials. So to produce the biogas for rural areas, it is very easy, because to avoid environmental to become the good friendly, so we need to use biogas for rural areas, because rural areas you are using many times to cut the trees for fire.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you for the nice presentation. I'd like to welcome judges for action. Oh, done. The last presenter is Eco Dehydrator. You're welcome, 3 minutes presentation.
Good morning, all of you. Yeah, my name is Ronald Joseph Nyimbo. My startup goes by Eco Dehydrator System. Eco Dehydrator System is a machine which used to prolong the lifespan of the crops, especially tomato, vegetables, as well as sweet potato or michembe. And the story behind Eco Dehydrator System is that in Ngalenanyuki, Arusha, there is massive production of tomatoes and massive allotment. And also at Ngalenalo, Arusha, nearby at Ngalenalo, Arusha, there is a market there behind, known as Kilombero. There is some of a lot of tomatoes are being thrown away that facilitate to have fumes that will disturb the student nearby Ngalenalo Primary School. So okay, the solution is that our system, we designed this system that will facilitate to save almost 40% of those tomatoes, sweet potatoes, and the vegetables that are being loaded. So as a farmer can be used almost from 2 days, we prolong from 2 days up to 2 years. So in between, if a farmer can use it. And our target is customers is the farmer. The farmer, due to the farmer in different scales, small scale, middle scale, and large scales. So this system, so this is the solution. As I said, there is more than 40% of the crops have been losing that means we'll facilitate the farmer to get the loss. So our targeted customer is that, as I said, is Ngalenanyuki and Kilombero. Our main competitors and our uniqueness of our system is that we are trying to solve the problem of cost. The existing system that we have is electrical dehydrator, which almost costs more than $300. So our system will use only $60. So this is first factor that we are looking, and also we are looking on to conduct the maintenance cost of this system in every area, because our targeted customers can be either in nearby, maybe in villages or in a town. So how we can face those in villages. So our system comes with two power system. We can use electrical or we can use a solar. But also our main competitors are big companies that use this chemical to preserve foods, which are not organic and may cause health issues. And also the second competitors are the local farmers. So this is our our targeted investment from the materials up to the medium industry building. We are targeting to have our own industries. This is this is our team. This is our Mr. Courtney. This is the CEO from Digital Solution Company. This is our counselor. And my name is Ronald Joseph Nyimbo. There is a co-founder. And I'm electrical, electronics, and telecom expertise. And our last is Obed Ngalia. Is an electrical.
Thank you. Time is up. Thank you, Lasty presenter, for the nice presentation. Now I'd like to welcome judges for comments.
Yes, so based on your presentation, I struggled to know about your business. So what is your business? Are you selling the machine, the dryer, or are you providing the drying services, or what is your business?
Thank you for the nice question. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that we have the existing system, which is electrical dehydrator, which is more costful. That means the farmers from villages or some farmers cannot afford. So we come with the idea, why we introduce a system that will solve the same problem, but in low cost. And even we can do maintenance, and we can give counsel to our customers easier to use this system. Yeah, we produce and selling the system. Thank you.
So you have said this system reduce the post-harvest loss by 40%. So do you have any effort to ensure that the system increase the loss of this product, I mean tomato, whatever, to at least 60 or 70%? Do you have any modification in the future?
Thank you for the nice question. Yes, I have, because I already surveyed, and we try to go at Ngalenanyuki. We see that there is a lot of tomatoes are being loten. So after surveying, with this system, we are going to save more than 40% of those crops that are being loten.
So, thank you for the presentation. So, when did you start? And from there, Mpaka right now, like, what is your traction? How many units have you sold from then?
Thank you for the nice question. We are still in prototyping. We do have first prototyping that we're trying to participate in University of Dar es Salaam there for exhibition. So we are trying to go to find other advisors from the, even in medical advisors, so as to make a good product, so as to go to the customer.
Okay, so you haven't sold any yet?
Yes. Thank you. Okay, I can show you. Thank you. Yeah. Very portable. It depends to our types of the farmers that we are targeting for. We can build it from the small farmers, medium and large. And yeah, there is a different number of slots. So you can put first slot, you can put tomato, you can put potatoes, and this comes with this advantage. There is optimum temperatures which can be used in different, depending to the different crops. So there is a knob which you can adjust depending to what kind of crops you are to inserting in the system. Thanks.
Because you are still at a prototype stage, you need to consider in your problem statement, you are mentioning cereals and also you are mentioning horticultural produce like tomato and the like. So these are different. So be specific. It's going to solve which problem. And another thing is, if it's going to be used in a peripheral, you say it doesn't use electricity, fine. But what is the capacity? I think it's going to be something very huge so that it can accommodate the product.
Yeah, thank you for the next question. As I said, this system will depend on our type of customer. There is small farmers, so the system is dependent on a component and a requirement. So if it's a small customer, we'll make a portable one. And if it's a middle customer, we'll make as is or are demanding. But this is prototype only focusing for the small customers. Thank you.
Labda kuongezea tu kukazia ni, I think to me, upo kwenye prototype would actually really best to start testing this out on the market. So what you have is like a fridge. Like that looks to me like kitu kidogo, maybe for like a household. If you talk about a farmer, we'll talk about something massive. Come on. So, and these two are very different. Yani, a prototype and an MVP, these are very different things. So I think to me, like, concentrate more on getting your stuff out to actually the market. Even if it's a couple of farmers, hata kama ni wawili watatu, lakini you'll actually get real problems than actually maybe going to like exhibitions and stuff like that. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's almost out of time. Time is over.
Thank you.
Thank you. The last team. Thank you, last presenter, for your presentation. Thank you, judges. We have a schedule which is following. While judges are compiling the issues, I'd like to announce the schedule now that we'll be having lunch now. After lunch, we'll be receiving the results from judges. So we have groups. Naomba niongee Kiswahili, nitumie Kiswahili zaidi. Sasa hivi ratiba iliyopo, tutaelekea lunch na tutakwenda kwa groups. Tutaanza na judges. Baada ya judges tutafuatia startups, halafu tutafuata mstari wa nyuma, na baadaye tutawakaribisha judges waweze kutuletea matokeo. Judges, karibu kwa ajili ya lunch.
Actually, it was a very wonderful moment. And among all the 10, everyone turned out to be the best because every idea was very unique. Looking at the impact to the society, every idea had a very direct impact to the society. However, given the fact that out of 10, we need at least 4, meanwhile, who will take up to the next step. So it was actually a very tough job to make that kind of decision. But given the fact that we were told and we were appointed to do so, we had no any other option other than doing that at the moment. So we are happy for all the 10 participants, and we are looking forward to see a success for every one of the participants. And the 4 who have made to the next step of the interview, and finally to pick up the 2, here are the ones. Number 4 goes to the ExamNet.
ExamNet, march forward the ExamNet. ExamNet, we need to see you forward. You're highly welcome.
Congratulations. Number 3, we have Arena Cycling.
Arena Recycling.
Congratulations. Number 2 goes to Mkanda Salama.
Mkanda Salama.
And number 1 goes to Fundi Up.
Fundi Up.
So this has been the top 4. As we said, you all did very well, and we are looking forward to see a success out of the rest of the ideas. Do not stop there, just keep pushing, look at the opportunities, and always try to apply, and you will make it at the end of the day. Thank you. Welcome, Brian, for a simple word.
Okay, maybe you guys can go sit. Sindio?
Yeah, it's okay.
Hongereni sana. But so I want to just take a moment najua mmetoka mbali wote sana. Since when you applied? When did you apply? Mshasahau kabisa. Wengine wali apply wakati wako chuo, sasa hivi wamerudi nyumbani, imekuwa issue kidogo. Lakini kwa kweli, let me tell you something. Out of all the presentation I've heard, this has to me been by far one of the best sessions I've stayed on the presentations. Kwa hiyo jamani, hongereni sana kwa wote. Hebu tujipigie makofi. Kama Chief Judge alivyosema, we actually had to select 4, right? Na wale ambao wamepata nafasi ya kuendelea, mmoja tukagundua kwamba this is just the beginning. Na more than everything, these programs are there to, one of course, to pick up ideas, lakini kwa kweli, ideas mean maybe 5% of your success. 5% of your success is ideas, right? Lakini bigger than that is actually grooming the best people. And to me, I see kwamba kila mmoja wetu, whether ameweza kufanikiwa kupata nafasi kwa katika watu wanne au imeshindikana, there is a reason behind. Kuna wengine wakati tunafikiria kwamba okay, maybe this person should actually go. Let me reveal you some few secrets, backstage secrets. Ni kwamba we think kwamba huyu mtu they are at an advanced stage maybe Slash is not a platform for them. Yani maybe they should actually just continue waendelee na product yao. Actually, their product is already advanced. So maybe Slash might not be the best platform for them. So to me, don't feel kwamba inawezekana baba sijawa selected, maybe I'm not actually a good, actually you might actually be one of the best ideas humu ndani. Which actually means also, hata kwa wale ambao wamepita, tusiende tukacelebrate sana, tugundue kwamba bana, this is just the beginning. Kwa hiyo kwa kweli, I want to encourage all of you. I've had so many very interesting pictures. Wakati sisi tuko hapa BUNI, even the people ambao I see right now doing great things, started at even in just simple presentations kama hizi. Now, some of these ideas will die. Potentially, most of these ideas will die. Lakini it's the lessons ambazo natoka nazo kwenye these, to me, competitions, the networks, the people. This is what you carry forward. Na kama if you have to fail, it's okay. Yani, don't worry kabisa. Hamna mtu ambaye ameshaanza biashara aka succeed from day one. Ilo ni deal. That's not a business. Most of businesses will fail, right? Kwa hiyo mtu ata succeed maybe the first, second, third iteration. Lakini out of everything, you actually pick up the lessons and then move forward. Kwa hiyo, I really want to encourage you guys. I really want to congratulate you guys. And I'll say from the bottom of my heart, kwamba these are one of the best pitches I've heard from the presentation. Kwa hiyo hongereni sana. Baba tujipigie makofi mara ya mwisho. Asante.
Asante sana. Tumalizia na session ya mwisho. It's a group photo. Group photo ya kwanza ni judges pamoja na wale washindi wanne. So na group photo ya pili 10 startups pamoja na majaji. Kwa hiyo you can start. Nadhani wataalamu wetu wa picha mtatuongoza hapa mbele. Sawa. Bado. Photo namba 2. Naam. Bado. Wengine wafike 10. Wale wengine waliobaki, wale startups, msoge mbele pia. Competitors. Mbona tumenuna jamani? Tabasamu kidogo basi. Hapo sawa. Asante, turudi tuchukue nafasi zetu. Karibu.
Asante mwezeshaji. Jamani, naomba nichukue nafasi hii kuwashukuru nyote kwa kuja. Wale 10 bora waliokuja kufanya pitching, na napenda niwapongeze wale 4 walioteuliwa siku ya leo. Pia naomba nichukue nafasi hii kuwashukuru sana majaji ambao wamechukua muda wao kuja kushiriki na sisi, na naomba muendelee kutusupport kwa sababu huwa tunahitaji utaalamu wenu mara kwa mara. Kwa wale 4 ambao tunaendelea nao kwa kesho ndo kuna interview. Kutafanyika interview kati ya hao washindi 4 pamoja na SAIS makao makuu, na itafanyika mtandaoni. Tutafanya teleconference, tuna ukumbi maalum tumeshauandaa, lakini pia tutakuwa na mwakilishi wa SAIS huyu Dr. Flora aliyekuwepo hapa. Lakini kutakuwa na watu wengine kutoka Finland na wengine watakuwa kutoka Namibia. Windhoek ndo makao makuu ya SAIS yalipo, na taratibu nyingine zitaendelea. Kwa kesho tutapata wengine wawili ambao tutasonga nao mbele kwenda katika hatua nyingine zijazo. Kikubwa zaidi ambacho napenda kuwafahamisha wale wawili watakaopatikana, moja wapo ya requirement ya kwenda Finland ni pamoja na kuchanja. Kwa hiyo ikae akilini mwetu. Yeah. Kwa hiyo machache naomba ni washukuru tena sana tu, na naomba wale wote ambao wamealikwa, wale 10 pamoja na majaji wetu, msiondoke kabla ya kuonana na sisi. Tuna mkono wa shukrani. Karibuni sana COSTECH, tutakuwa na events za mara kwa mara, lakini pia kuna call nyingine za ubunifu zinakuja, tutazitangaza na tutakuwa tunazisambaza kwenu. Naomba muendelee kuapply. Huwezi kujua kesho na kesho kutwa kama imekosekana hii itapatikana nyingine. Tunazo za kwetu COSTECH kama taasisi, lakini pia tuna za kwetu kama COSTECH na wadau wetu wanaotusapoti wa nje ya nchi. Asanteni sana.
Asante sana kaka Method. Basi kama alivyoweza kusema, kwa sasa kwa wale watu 10 kwa ambao bado hatujaonana pale ile ofisi pamoja na majaji wetu, tusogee.